Howdy everyone, this is Trisha and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making my simple chicken soup. Let me show you what the ingredients are going to be and then we can get to cooking. Alright, well I'm going to start off with 8 cups of water that I'm going to start boiling here, so heating it up. And I've got 4 chicken thighs, and these thighs have the bone and the skin still on. So I've taken them and I've just cut off any extra skin and little bits of fat that were on my chicken thighs, and I've washed them up really well. So here I have 4 that I've prepared. And here in this bowl I have just some carrots, and I've got two carrots that I just chopped up nice and small the way that I wanted them, so dice them up. And I've got 2 celery stalks right here. My carrots were like a medium size. They weren't very big, but they weren't little tiny ones either. Okay, I've got here also some fideo or vermicelli pasta. You can use rice or any other little pastas if you want to include that in your chicken soup, just to give it a little more body to it. But if you just want to have this just like a broth and just have a simple chicken soup, then you can leave that out. Okay, so I've got my seasonings here. I've got a 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder, a teaspoon of cumin powder, a cumin of black pepper. I have a teaspoon of black pepper and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And here I have a little square of chicken bouillon. Okay, so let's put our chicken into our water, and we're going to get this boiling so we can start cooking that chicken first, because I am going to be taking it out and removing the skin and the bones from that. Okay, so while my chicken is cooking, I like to come in and remove any little bits of scum. Sometimes when you're cooking chicken, you get that little scummy bits up at the top floating around. But this one looks pretty good. I don't see very much of it. And if you wanted to, you could also remove any of this little floating bits of fat, like little oil in the water. You can remove that as well and leave a nice clean broth on there. It's been about 15 minutes, so I'm going to check the chicken and see if it is cooked. If it is, I'm going to go ahead and remove it from my pot. Okay, so now I'm going to let the chicken sit to the side so it'll get cool off, so that I can remove the skin and then take the chicken off of the bones and shred it up and put it back in my pot. But in the meantime, I'm going to take my seasonings, go ahead and pour them all in there. Putting my chicken bouillon, I'm just going to break it up a bit and put it in there. That smells so good, and I really need this soup. I'm not feeling so good. I got a little bit of a head cold, and I think this is going to be just the right thing to make me feel better and clear up my sinuses. But look at this. Look how beautiful that looks. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my vegetables in there as well. Give them a nice stir. By the way, I did have my chicken covered when it was cooking, so I'm just going to cover this back up and let this get heated up so that my vegetables will begin to cook. It's going to take about maybe another 15 minutes, and then I'm going to remove the skin. Well, while this is cooking, I'm actually going to remove the skin, and like I said, everything, the bone, take off that, also shred it up. So then in the last 5 minutes of those 15 minutes, I'll go ahead and put it back in here, and we should have a nice simple chicken soup ready to eat. Okay, so it's been about 8 minutes and my veggies have been cooking. I'm just going to test a little carrot here. It is nice and tender. Look at that. It broke off really nice. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my little pasta. If you were going to add rice to it, then you probably want the rice to cook for about 10 minutes at the most. And I have a 7.5 ounce little bag here of the vermicelli or the fideo that I'm going to use, but I'm only going to put about half of that bag in there. And this vermicelli doesn't take very long to cook, so I'm going to use that last 7 minutes or so that I have of time to cook those, or really just until they're cooked. And I'm going to go ahead and add my chicken that I've shredded up all nicely. Put that in there. Okay, stir that up. Look how pretty that looks. Okay, so we're going to let this all cook, get that vermicelli to cook and the chicken to cook a little bit more. So it's going to be about another 8 minutes or so, about 7 or 8 minutes. Alright everyone, it has been another 8 minutes and I've gone ahead and I've checked everything and it is cooked. The fideo is cooked just to the right al dente that I like it. I also took a little taste of the broth while it was still cooking, and I did adjust a little bit of the seasonings. I had a little bit more pepper, a little bit more salt, so you want to go ahead and do that while it's cooking, and then just add whatever, however much seasonings you need to add to it. Now you could add a tomato bouillon instead of the chicken bouillon. You could add some diced tomatoes into this. And you could do so much into this. You could also, instead of maybe some carrots, maybe put some potatoes. You could adjust this however you want. This is the way that I want it. I need something like this for today. It's cool outside. I'm a little bit sick, so I didn't want too many ingredients in my soup. Look at that. It is so nice looking. I'm going to put that right into my bowl. And I want to make sure I get that broth in there as well. So let's get some of that in there. And look how beautiful that looks. Alright, let's give it a little taste. I know this is going to make me feel a whole lot better. It is super hot. Oh my gosh. It's flavored perfectly just the way that I like it. So make sure you do that for your soup. Let me try the chicken now. I want to finish this up right now. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself a big old thumbs up, and I hope that you too will give me a big old thumbs up. Alright everyone, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and thank you to everyone who has been subscribing. Make sure you hit that little notification bell so that you get notified of when I put up my videos, which is every Tuesday and every Friday, and once in a while I have a weekend vlog. Also, please make sure you leave a nice comment down below. Happy New Year everyone. Make sure you share on your social medias, and as always, enjoy.